The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, says it recorded 1,068 Lassa fever cases across 112 local government areas in 28 states. The agency revealed this in its Lassa fever situation report for week 37, now which is between September 11th to 17th, 2023, released on Monday. Now, according to the agency, suspected cases are now 7,352, and that the disease has killed no fewer than 181 persons in the country. With a current death toll, the agency noted that the case fatality ratio of the outbreak stood at 16.9%. Lassa fever remains a major public health concern as poor environmental sanitation, poor awareness, and late presentation of cases are reported to fuel the epidemic in Nigeria. Now, joining me to discuss this is Dr. Taofeek Adedayo Sanni. Is the consultant physician, community medicine and public health, Federal Teaching Hospital, Ekiti, Southwest Nigeria. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, now let's talk about the agency, the NCDC, and of course it said the suspected cases are now, over 7,000, and that the disease has killed no fewer than over 100 persons in the country. Is this something we should worry about?
Yes, it's something we should worry about. Let me first thank you for bringing this to the notice of the public. Lassa fever is a disease that is endemic in the western part of Africa, Nigeria inclusive, and we have it year in, year out. However, at a particular point during the year, especially when we are moving towards the dry season, we usually have epidemic. That's the outbreak of Lassa fever, and we are entering that part now, and we're having an outbreak in this epidemic week that the NCDC has reported. And if you also know about the death toll has increased to 50%. It is said that majority of the Lassa fever infection are asymptomatic, about 80%, but the remaining 20% that will be symptomatic, 1 out of 5 of such cases may be very, very severe. And during an epidemic period like this, mortality rate can be as high as 15%. So if you are getting a 16% mortality rate now, it shows that we are having a lot of severe cases, and that these severe cases have their own special symptoms, and something must be done to break the chain of transmission so that we can cut away infecting other people. The earlier we can break the chain of transmission and prevent it from spreading to other persons, the better for us. So it's something of worry, and we must bring to the awareness of the people, and we must do everything to ensure that we curtail Lassa fever infection.
All right, now talking about symptoms and transmission, can you take us through how this actually works? How does the fever itself spread? And what are the both obvious and silent symptoms that one should look out for?
Okay, let me start by saying that Lassa fever is caused by a Lassa virus. And this Lassa virus has a reservoir and a host, and the reservoir and the host is the mastomate rat. That's the multi-mammary rat. It's a special rat that if you look at the abdomen of the rat, you see multiple breasts. These are the multi-mammary rats. They are the ones who transmit this infection. And unfortunately, though they live in the bush, but they are also scavengers of food. And they usually come into the household to look for food that they can feed on and that. And also, when there is poor environmental hygiene, bushy environment, poor waste disposal system, this can serve as breeding site for these rats. And when they do that, they have contact with humans. There are various ways of transmitting this infection. Let me first say this before moving to transmission, that the incubation period of Lassa fever is between 6 to 21 days. That means if you have contact with Lassa virus today, you will likely show symptoms of these diseases between 6 to 21 days. So how do they transmit the infection? Number one, the most common that we have here is through contamination of food and our utensils by the urine or secretion of this mastomate rat. So when that mastomate rat find a way of entering into our houses, they can urinate on our cooking utensils, urinate on our uncovered food, and with this during ingestion, we can have the infection. Also, direct transmission can also occur when we kill this rat and we try to prepare them to eat. You know, in some areas in the country, especially the rural area, people still feed on rats. So during the process of killing the rat and preparing them to eat, you can have contact with their blood, with their body fluid. Also, the infection may also spread. Also, aside that, when the Lassa fever also urinate inside the soil, the urine can dry off. And when there is wind, the aerosol that is produced from that dried urine can also be inhaled, and infection can also occur. Those are the ways of contacting the infection from the animal, mastomera to man. However, woman to woman transmission is also possible. When an individual is infected, for example, when I'm infected, if anybody has contact with me without protection, I have contact with my body fluid, my urine, my blood, my saliva, my feces, that individual can also be infected. And also in some cases, sexual transmission of this Lassa fever has also been recorded through kissing and also through sexual intercourse. Lassa fever can also be transmitted. So when Lassa fever is transmitted, what happens? People start showing symptoms after in between the 6 to 21 days of the incubation period. And it starts with mild fever, headache, and maybe body pain. After the mild fever, headache, and body pain, it can progress. Now I said that many may be asymptomatic, 80%. But when symptoms will come, fever will come in, headache, generalized body pain will come. It can now progress to now gradually to become severe with chest pain, abdominal pain. People can now have facial swelling. People can now have bleeding from the gum, from the nose, from the ear. People can even have vaginal bleeding, and also thereafter tremor may occur. Individual can even go to coma, and death may occur eventually. So it's a disease that can kill.
I mean, these are really, really, deadly, and of course, pretty much scary symptoms, you would say. But quickly, before I let you go, in less than 30 seconds, how can this, or what measures can be taken to actually curb or prevent, contracting and also the spread of this disease?
Okay, number one, what we are doing now is one of the preventing measures, health education. Let us inform people, let them be aware about the disease. One. Number two, we must have environmental hygiene. Let's clear the bushes around us. While we dump our waste, let us dump our waste in tightly fitted containers so that this mastomera will not have access to them. Also, when we keep food in our houses, let us keep food in tightly fitted containers. Our gari, our beans, our rice, our food, let's keep them in tightly fitted containers so that mastomera do not have access to them. If we keep them in nylon, they can puncture the nylon and have access to them. So keep them in tightly fitted materials. Also, when we wash our plate and we put them on our plate rack, let us ensure that before using those plates and putting utensils, we re-clean them or we re-wash them so that we can remove what form of contamination of urine that might have happened over the night when the rats are moving around within our environment. And when we have people who have signs and symptoms of fever, headache, and malaise, abdominal pain, they may mimic malaria. Let us place them at the hospital. The doctor usually will do a rapid diagnostic test for malaria. And when malaria is negative, especially during this period of time, it might be a high suspicion of Lassa fever, and treatment can be commenced immediately. There are drugs to actually treat Lassa fever. They are available. There are also drugs for prevention. And when individuals who are infected are caught, they should be managed properly. And also, contact tracing should be done. People who have had contact with them should also be traced so that they can also be monitored on time and treated so that we don't continue to spread the infection.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Taofeek Adedayo Sanni, of course, consultant physician, community medicine and public health, Federal Teaching Hospital, Ekiti. Thank you so much once again for your time.
Thank you for having me.